So as Mario is coming up, I'm gonna do a brief introduction for those of you that don't know. If y'all want to go back to your seats and get out their cap and gowns, I know it's a little bit warm, so y'all can be excused. So coming up, I just want to kind of introduce to some, and others know him, but Mario Turner, he's an educator, a mentor, and a proud father. He earned his associate degree from Calhoun Community College and his Bachelor of Science in Education from Athens State University. Now entering his fourth year of teaching, Mr. Turner is also a dedicated youth basketball coach, having helped students, athletes earn opportunities to play at the collegiate level. He serves as the District 3 representative for the Limestone County Democrats and is passionate about guiding young people through education, leadership, and purpose. Mr. Turner is a former Word of Faith Missionary Baptist Church member, but now serves faithfully at Remnant Church. Most importantly, he's a full-time dad to his daughter, Harmony. Today he returns to share heartfelt words of encouragement with his graduating class and remind them that with faith, discipline, and wisdom, there's no limit to what they can achieve. So please join me in welcoming Mario Turner.
Thank you. Can y'all hear me fine? So there was this man who had a grandson, and the grandson was having a birthday coming up a few months later, and he kept going to the granddad and said, "Hey, granddad, my birthday is coming up soon. You think we can talk about a car?" And the granddad said, "Well, I mean, I guess we can, but there's some things we need to talk about that I need you to do before we talk about this car." So the grandson said, "Well, what is it? What do you want me to do in order for us to talk about this car that I want for my birthday?" Well, granddad said, "Well, there's three things I want you to do. First, I want you to get your grades up. I want you to get them up. You got decent grades, but I want you to have A's. So we need to see that report card in a few months to see if you get all A's." And then he said, "The next thing I want you to do is I want you to read the Bible more. I want you to read it, learn about how Jesus worked and his miracles, and be more Christ-like." And he said, "The third thing I want you to do is I want you to cut that hair." And, the grandson messed with his hair like, "Huh?" So, man, just do the three, and we can talk about the car later. So months went by, and it's about a few weeks before it's time for them to talk about this car for his birthday. So he goes back to his granddad. He says, "Okay, granddad, I think it's about time for us to talk about this car again now, because, it's about time. It's almost my birthday, and I done checked some things off this list that you wanted me to do." So granddad's like, "Okay, let's look at it. Well, your grades, I asked you to get your grades up, all A's, and that's what you did. You've been bringing consistent A's home. You're on an A honor roll. I'm proud of you, grandson. That's good. And the second thing I wanted you to do was to read the Bible more, and you have done that. You've read it so much that you've been going around here quoting all verses and stuff. I'm proud of you for that. You did good. But son, you still haven't got that haircut." The grandson looked at him and said, "Well, granddad, I've been reading the Bible a whole lot more, and Jesus didn't get a haircut. You want me to be Christ-like, right?" Granddad said, "That's true. But Jesus also walked everywhere he went as well." So if you missed the punchline, the point was that the grandson wanted the car, but hey, you want to be Christ-like with the hair, you got to be walking around like Jesus did. All right, so that's called an icebreaker, and that's something you like to do to just kind of break the ice of everything. I want to thank Pastor Mangum and the Word of Faith family for having me. It's like a second home. It's a home away from home. Every time I come back, I always feel welcome, and it brings back so many memories. Especially back in the days when we used to have like choir rehearsals at people's homes and all kind of missionary meetings at the people's home. And Alexis got talking about Wallace State. It brought back memories of. I'm gonna keep that quiet. All right. So what I decided to do is I would get up here and I would blabber the whole time in order to keep some kind of structure and a little time limit. because dealing with kids all day, I promise you, I know that their attention span goes like that. And it's mainly the TikTok era, the YouTube short era. So we try to make this short, but it comes with a lot of gems in it. And these gems are not just for the graduating students, but it's also for adults. I mean, hopefully y'all can pick up on them. There's about 6 of them in here. And if somebody can name all 6 of them at the end, I'll give you $50. All right, so to the graduates, wherever they went to, congratulations. You reached an important milestone, and I want you to truly take pride in that. You made it through one chapter, and now you're stepping into another chapter. And I promise you, your story is just beginning, because everybody goes through these stories, through these chapters in your life, and this is just another chapter that you got to get ready to go to. And I can tell you this, in Proverbs 3, 5 and 6, out of the New International Version Bible, it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight." And in saying that, I'm going to talk a little bit about my journey so you can understand how everybody's path is different. Now, most of us, we've all had a teacher in our life. Okay, so the teacher you probably had graduated high school, went right to college, and probably was teaching by the time they was 22, 23, right? That sounds about average. No, not my story. It's crazy. Before I became a teacher, I was working in a manufacturing plant for 16 years, and I worked at 9 different plants. And truthfully, those years were tough. The environment was cold, and I'm not talking about like, oh, let's go get a coat. No, I'm talking about the way that they treated you. And I can tell you now, my 16 years in the plant, it either made me tough or it made me talk to myself on my lunch breaks, and I ended up doing both. So I can tell you now, that's how they treated me. But I watched good, hard-working people be overlooked and mistreated and undervalued, and it started to wear on me. And something changed when I had my daughter, who got the tablet up right now. She became my reason and my motivation. I knew I couldn't just settle. I had to show her that you don't have to stay in places that drain you. And that's something that y'all gonna have to understand and learn as you get older, is you're somewhere that's draining you, you gotta get away from it. Now with that hard work and the faith and the focus, you can break any cycle and start something better. And that's what I try to do, is break a cycle for my daughter to be able to go be what she wants to be when she get older. Hope I'm around to see it, because I am old now. She's still young. But around that same time that I had her, and I needed her to be my motivation, I began coaching basketball. And it's crazy because, a quick little story, Mikey Turner, which is my older cousin, one of the plants I worked at had just shut down. And that happens in the plant life. They shut down on you, they'll move away. But my plant had just shut down, and truth be told, that was probably the plant that I would have retired from, because that was probably, the best one in my opinion. But I didn't get to make that decision. They made the decision for me. So I'm at this point, I'm out of church. I hadn't been in church in a while. And so I'm out of church, I'm out of a job. Where's the best place for me to go? Oh, well, I was at the bar. I went to the bar, and I'm sitting up there, and I'm drinking. And Mikey had been getting on my nerve for about 3 weeks to coach this basketball team. And I kept telling him, dude, I don't want to coach no little kids. Like, that ain't what I'm trying to do, And at this time, those kids were 7 and 8 year olds, so they was 3rd graders. And that night, I guess, like I said, 3 weeks later, I found myself at Max by myself at the bar, drinking away. And I don't know, and that's crazy how God works, because, man, even when you're a mess, he'll get you out of that mess in some kind of way. So I'm sitting up there at the bar, and I'm drinking, and something hit me. And I said, man, and I called Mikey, and I said, hey, man, they still need a basketball coach. He said, let me call and check. He hit me back. Yeah, they do, man. You want to do it? I said, yeah, put me down for it. And that decision changed my life, because what started as a way to stay involved into a sport turned into something that was much more bigger. Coaching opened my eyes to some things that I didn't expect. I discovered that I had a real passion for helping young people grow, not just on the court, but in real life. I saw how my mentorship and my encouragement and my structure could change a kid's future. I didn't know if I was coaching basketball or sometimes when they got older, I felt like I was counseling teenagers. But either way, God used me and it worked. And that's when I knew that it was my calling to teach. So some things happen. Some things has to happen. This is one of those gems. I gave you one gem. It's one of them. But you got to figure out the other 5. Some things happen to you so God can work through you. And one of the things that happened to me was, of course, that job going away. And then the other thing was me feeling like I lost in my life. Like, what am I going to do? I'm in my mid-20s, later 20 years. I don't know what to do with myself. And then I'm at the bar and boom, I get out of that. So I went back to school after my daughter and all of that. And let's just say this. Don't ever be afraid to start over again. And this is for adults as well, because when you start over, you're not starting over from scratch. You're starting over from experience. So it's a whole lot different ball game. I wasn't starting over in college because I went to college right after high school, and I flunked because I went there for the girls. I know that sounds crazy, but these are real. And you know what's crazy about the stories that I tell is I taught 5th and 6th graders this past year, and I tell them all kinds of stories about my past life to let them know that you can change from a lot of stuff that you do. I mean, man, I went to school for girls. I think I had a 1.1 grade point average. I don't know what it was, but needless to say, it wasn't good, and I ended up flunking out of school. But the second time that I went back, I had a purpose, and I had a mission, and I was motivated. So, and that's the part where you learn that you're not starting from scratch. I started from experience on how the first time being in college resonated with me. So I earned my degrees from Calhoun and Athens State, and now I'm entering my 4th year teaching, and I've been blessed to help students, including athletes, reach their goals and help them with their dreams. Now, I said all of that to not impress you, but just to remind you that your path doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be purposeful. Doubt will kill more dreams than failure. So, you doubt yourself, you're already killing your dream. It's okay to fail. It's okay to fail. I hadn't told you the full story, but the little stuff I told you, it sounds like I was a failure, right? I mean, it's okay. Success is failure turned inside out. You can manifest what you want, but you have to accept the challenges on the way. During my journey, there were so many challenges I had. I mean, one semester of school, I'm taking 5 classes, I worked 2 jobs, going through custody court, and having to keep a high grade point average because in order for me to transfer, I got to get you remember that sorry Calhoun grade point average I told you I had at first? Well, in order for me to go to Athens State, I had to get that up. So I'm juggling all of that. I wanted to manifest to be a teacher, but I had to go through those challenges. And someone's opinion of you doesn't have to be your reality. You may not know, graduates, what your exact future holds, but don't let that scare you. Just take the steps with courage, faith, and confidence in who God made you to be. Jeremiah, which I think is on the front of the program, Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." So to the graduates, you keep God first and you trust the process. No matter where you go from here, whether it's college, whether it's to the working force, or just the next chapter in your life, you have to remember that you were created with greatness in you, and you cannot shrink to fit into small spaces. Make room for your dreams. Walk in your calling, and be bold enough to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, no one will. One of the struggles I had was when a few people, because I'm the type, I keep a little low profile. I'm not real, hey, look at me. But when a few people found out about me going to school to be a teacher, one of the things they tried to do was, and it's funny how these people life is now, but they was like, man, what you want to do that for? You don't make no money, ain't doing that, or why you want to go back to school? Like, all of this little stuff trying to put down in my head, but I make more now than I've ever made in any plant right now, teaching. And they're still stuck in the same spot that they were at when they told me that same mess. So you can't let nobody's doubt determine what you're going to do with yourself. And when life gets heavy, look back at what you've already overcome and keep going. You are more than capable. You are chosen. You are powerful. Moses had got the word from God to send a leader from each tribe of the 12 tribes to go to the promised land to check it out. So all of these 12 spies went to the promised land to see what was going on. And when they checked it out, they was there 40 days. So when they came back, 10 of those 12 spies told Moses, like, hey, man, they got giants over there. They're huge. They're going to crush us. But 2 of those spies, Joshua and Caleb, said, hold on now. Have we not forgot what God done for us through this journey? Man, we can kill these guys. Let's go on and do it. So you got to remember that. Don't be like the 10 spies that ended up causing them to be in the wilderness for 40 years. Be like the 2 spies that went on to do great things, Joshua and Caleb. So don't compare yourself to anyone in life. Everybody in here at some point in their life has compared themselves to a peer, to a sibling, to somebody, a good friend. You've compared your life and where you at in your life to your friends or whoever life. I've done that a lot back in my day. I don't do that now. I hadn't done that in like 8 years. But I used to do that. And it would steal your joy. And that is what the enemy wants. He wants to steal your joy and make you feel bad about yourself, what you don't have and what you can't get based off of how somebody else's life is. That's a trick. That's a trick of the enemy. Don't compare yourself to others, and you compare yourself to others, you'll never be happy. So, as I get ready to leave here, I do want y'all to remember this. Don't just chase success. Chase significance. Success is momentary, but significance lasts forever. Success may bring recognition, but significance brings purpose. Go out there, make your mark, not just for yourself, but for the world around you. Be more than successful, be significant. Go forward with boldness, with faith, and with purpose. And congratulations to you graduates. And you make sure you understand that this road is not going to be easy. If it was easy to be an adult, everybody would be a good adult living the life that they want to be. It's not easy. But if you want something, you have to go get it. It's not going to be handed to you. It's not going to be handed to you. So I want to thank you, Word of Faith, for allowing me to speak to this class, and class of 2025, even Jalen, who's back there probably playing Roblox. The world needs what's inside of you. Now go find your purpose. All right, thank you.